What's going on? So today is finally the day that I am putting on my headers on the M3. I've been waiting for about 2 or 3 months now since they've been in the garage, and I finally ordered my extended studs and new flanges and stuff for it, and I got them in, and today they are finally going on the car. Alright, so we got the headers and everything off. I didn't get to record that because it was just so frustrating, and it's my first time doing headers. And so yeah. But the headers are off. We're getting the rest of the studs out now, and I'm gonna walk through like everything that we've done to get the headers off. So first off, we took off the strut bar that goes across. Then we took off the panel, the rain tray that goes back there. Then you take off the cover that goes across your motor. After that, we took off the reservoir hose to the expansion tank. Then we took off the secondary air pump, the feed and the hose that goes through that. Then we dropped down the heat shield and then started getting off all of the bolts to the studs of the headers. And the studs are an absolute pain to get out. Well, the bolts for the studs are. So the thing on why it is so hard to get off is the angle that it's at and actually how much room you have. I mean, this is all we have. So if you're ever deciding to do them by yourself, just note that the studs are angled down and they're not straight out. They're like at this angle, so the wrench has to go up in there like that and actually get to them. But eventually you'll learn it and figure it out and get it all together. But we dropped the headers down, got them out of the car. We got our O2 sensors labeled for which ones it goes back to. So pretty soon we're about to get these old studs out. We only got 4 more left, and then the new studs will go in and get the headers back up on there and get it running. So as you can see, we got the studs going in now. We got 1 more port left, but I'm gonna go ahead and show you how we're doing it. You're gonna take the stud, you're gonna put a little WD-40 or liquid wrench or anything like that on there just to get it lubricated. And you just want to screw it into the block with your fingers. And if it's a little bit tight, like on a higher mile car like mine is, you're going to want to do the double nut sequence like you did to take the old studs off. And you're going to try to tighten them up in there as even as you can with the other ones. And once that is done, you're going to want to put your flanges on there and throw the headers on. So we finished the headers at about 10:30, 10 o'clock last night, and it was an absolute pain, so I didn't record any of it for our first time. And also, I don't know if high miles has anything to do with it, but I would assume so, because it had like a little bit of rust in a few places and stuff wasn't really lining up too right for us. And we ended up finding out that we needed to put in both of the headers at the exact same time. So when you're doing the car, make sure you put both of them in there together and kind of work it in, and then get the first one and get a nut on that one, and the second one get a nut on that one. And for some reason, when we did mine, the front header and the back header switched sides in the mid pipe. I don't know if it's supposed to do that or whatever, but it done it, and we had to change the sides of it to get it all bolted up right and suck it back up. And just make sure when you're doing it, you get your O2 sensors right and labeled and everything, and get the headers on up in there in the same direction at the exact same time and get them bolted up and get them done. And then after that, hook up your O2s, put your secondary air pump back into place. No, you put your heat shield back into place, then your secondary air pump, and you hook up your line for your secondary air pump. And then you want to put on your coolant line, and then you should be good, other than, you know, putting the cover back on top of the motor and the strut bar or whatever, and your raindrop fan, and your belly pan underneath the bottom. Make sure you do that as well. And then we got all of that done, and the car sounds a lot better. It sounds like it's like way deeper in a way. It's a lot louder because it ain't got no cats anymore. But I'll do a sound clip real quick of a startup. It's the first cold start on camera that I have, so. it.